Namaste. Welcome to the lecture session on elements of mechanical engineering. I am Anil Kumar MM, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. In the today's session, I am going to discuss about the drilling operations. In my previous video, I was discussed about the lathe, introduction to the lathe, parts of lathe machine, and the operations performed on the lathe machine. Okay. In the today's session, I am going to discuss the drilling operations. Okay, before getting to the discuss about the drilling operations, first let us what do you mean by drilling, what do you mean by drilling machine. Okay, drilling, it is nothing but it is a machining operation that is used to produce the cylindrical hole in the solid workpiece material by using a rotating cutting tool. Okay, that rotating cutting tool we can call it as the twist drill or drill bit. Okay, with the help of this rotating cutting tool we can make a cylindrical hole in the solid workpiece material. That process we can call it as the drilling. Okay, see here, this is the drill bit, okay, or twist drill. Okay, this drill bit is rotating at very high speed and we have to feed the rotating drill bit towards the workpiece material. Hence the cylindrical hole or circular shaped hole will be formed on the solid workpiece material. That operation we can call it as the drilling operation. This drilling operation is carried out with the help of a machine. That machine we can call it as drilling machine. Okay, drilling machine is a power driven machine tool. Okay, drilling machine is a power driven machine tool, okay, which having the spindle. So the drill bit is connected to the spindle and it will be rotating at the very high speed. This drill bit will be rotating at the very high speed. You have to feed the rotating drill bit against the stationary workpiece material. This workpiece material will be rigidly clamped on the work table and we have to feed the rotating drill bit against the stationary workpiece material. So the drill bit have the sharp cutting edges. Okay, here there is a sharp cutting edges will be provided at the bottom and the twisted edges will be provided at the periphery of the tool. Okay, and also the helical grooves will be provided on the tool. When the sharp cutting edges, when it touches with the workpiece material, this sharp cutting edge will remove the material from the workpiece surfaces. Okay, whatever the metal is removed, that will be crueled and that will be escaped through the helical grooves. Okay, this helical are the grooves provided on the periphery of the cutting tool. Okay, that will escape throughout. Okay, hence the machining will be takes place. So the cylindrical shaped hole will be formed on the workpiece material. Okay, during the drilling operation, the large amount of heat will be generated. Okay, because the cutting action will be takes place inside the workpiece material. Okay, in order to cool the cutting tool, continuously we are supplying the coolant. That will coolant, it reduces the heat generated during the machining and it will reduces the friction and that will produce the better surface finish on the for the hole. Okay, that is the drilling operation. Okay, drilling is a machining operation. Okay, that is used to removing the excess material from the workpiece. That's why it is a machining operation. That machining operation carried out with the help of the rotating cutting tool. So here the drill bit is rotating and the workpiece will be stationary. Manually we are feeding, there is one handle will be there in the drilling machine, just we are feeding by rotating that handle. You have to feed the rotating drill bit towards the workpiece material. Okay, when you feed that material, the tool against the stationary workpiece material, the sharp cutting edges of the tool will remove the material from the workpiece surfaces. Hence the cylindrical hole will be formed on the workpiece. That is called as drilling. Okay, the various type of drilling machines are available in the market. Okay, depending upon the type of hole we are producing and size of the hole we are producing and construction features, it can be classified into various types. One is portable drilling machine, okay, bench drilling machine, sensitive drilling machine, radial drilling machine, multiple spindle drilling machine, gang drilling machine. Okay, these are different types of drilling machines are available. Okay, next we move on to the what are all the operations can be performed on the drilling. Okay, apart from drilling, the various operations can be performed by using the drilling machine. Those are, one, we can perform the drilling and then we can perform the reaming operation and then we can perform the boring operation and then we can perform the counter boring and counter sinking operation, tapping operation and spot facing operation. These are all the operations can be performed by using the drilling machine. Okay, now let us discuss one by one. Okay, already discussed drilling. Okay, drilling, it is a machining operation. Here there is a workpiece. Okay, drilling, it is a machining operation. It is used to produce the cylindrical hole in the solid workpiece material. That operation we can call it as the drilling. Okay, during drilling, the workpiece, this is the workpiece material, it is rigidly clamped on the work table of the machine. Okay, this is the workpiece, it will be rigidly clamped on the work table of the machine. And then here we are using one cutting tool. That cutting tool we can call it as the drill bit. Okay, this drill bit, it is rigidly held on the chuck, and that chuck is connected to the spindle. Okay, when you switch on that machine, the spindle starts rotating. Okay, the spindle starts rotating at the high speed. When the spindle starts rotating, the cutting tool is also rotating. Okay, just we have to feed the rotating drill bit against the workpiece material. Okay, just we have to feed the rotating drill bit against the stationary workpiece material. So the sharp cutting edge of the cutting tool will remove the material from the workpiece surfaces. Okay, and in the form of fine chips. Okay, whatever the metal is removed, the chip will be crueled, and that chips will be escaped through the helical grooves will be provided on the periphery of the tool. Okay, hence the machining will be takes place and the cylindrical shaped hole will be formed on the workpiece material. Okay, that is the operation performed on the drilling machine, that is drilling. Okay, next operation is there is a reaming operation. Reaming operation. Reaming is a machining operation. Okay, in this reaming operation, that is used for finishing the drilled hole. Okay, the smoothing the surface of the previously drilled hole. That operation we can call it as the reaming operation. Okay, reaming is a machining operation used for finishing or smoothing the previously drilled hole. The surface can be finished. Okay, we are achieving the high accuracy on the surface of the previously drilled hole. That operation we can call it as the reaming operation. This reaming operation is carried out with the help of a special tool that is called as the reamer. Okay, this reamer tool is connected into the chuck. Okay, and the speed of the reamer tool, it is smaller, or it is half of the speed of the drilling. Okay, the cutting speed will be reduced. Okay, the spindle speed will be reduced, that is half of the drilling. Okay, here we are using 400 rpm, means while during reaming operation we are using around 200 rpm, that is the rotational speed of the spindle. Okay, and the reamer tool, it consists of the straight flutes will be provided. Okay, the straight flutes will be there. Just we have to feed the reamer tool against the previously drilled hole. Okay, just we have to feed the reamer tool slowly against the previously drilled hole, and this will remove the small amount of material from the workpiece, and the smooth surface will be produced on the workpiece material. That operation we can call it as the reaming operation. Okay, reaming operation, it is generally carried out for smoothing the previously drilled hole. Okay, or finishing the previously drilled hole surface. That operation we can call it as the reamer. Okay, in the reamer, the cutting edge of the tool is having the straight flutes. Okay, in the drill bit they are twisted flutes will be provided, but here the straight flutes will be there, and this will remove only the small amount of material from the workpiece surfaces. Okay, just we have to feed the reamer tool. Reamer tool will be connected to the spindle, and we have to feed the reamer tool against the workpiece material, and this will remove the small amount of material from the workpiece surfaces, so we can produce the smooth surface, or high accuracy can be obtained on the hole. That operation we can call it as the reaming operation. Next operation is the boring operation. Boring is a machining operation that is used to increase the size of the previously drilled hole. That operation we can call it as the boring operation. Boring is a machining operation used to increase the size of the previously drilled hole. This operation we can call it as the boring operation. Here boring operation we are using a single point cutting tool. Okay, here one cutting edge will be there. Okay, so this tool we can call it as the boring tool. The boring tool have only the one cutting edge. Okay, this is a one cutting edge will be there. With the help of this tool we are increasing the size of the previously drilled hole. Okay, so in what time we are using this kind of tool? The drill bit size will be standard. Okay, generally we required around 4.5 mm hole. Okay, we require the 4.5 mm, but the available drill bit size is around 3 mm or 4 mm or 5 mm. Okay, the standard size of the drill bit is either we will get 3 mm or 4 mm or 5 mm. So what we will do, first we have to select the nearest size of the drill bit. So for the 4.5 the nearest size is, that is 4 mm. Okay, first we have to select the nearest size of the drill bit. Okay, that is, first we have to select the 4 mm drill bit, then with the help of that 4 mm drill bit we have to drill the hole. Okay, afterwards with the help of this boring tool, this is our adjustable tool. Okay, with the help of the adjustable tool we can increase the size of the previously drilled hole. Okay, this is the previously drilled hole. Okay, next with the help of this single point cutting tool we can increase the size of the previous drilled hole. That operation we can call it as the boring operation. Okay, this operation can be performed with the help of the special tool that is called as the boring tool. Boring is a single point cutting tool. With the help of this single point cutting tool we can increase the size of the previously drilled hole. Okay, when the exact size of the drill bit is not available, at that case we can drill the hole to the nearest size. Nearest size of the hole will be drilled first, and then with the help of this boring tool we can increase the size of the hole. Okay, that operation we can call it as the boring operation, and the speed of the spindle will be half of the speed of the drilling operation. Here during the boring operation the spindle will be rotating at the very slow speed. Okay, it is the half of the drilling speed. Just you have to feed the drill bit against the previously drilled hole. At that time the excess metal will be removed in the form of fine chips and you will get the desired diameter hole on the workpiece. That operation we can call it as the boring operation. Next operation performed on the drilling is, that is, counter boring operation. What I mean by counter boring? Counter boring, it is a machining operation used to increase the size of the hole at the one end. Only one end we can increase the size of the hole for a small depth. That operation we can call it as the counter boring operation. Okay, counter boring is a machining operation used to increase the size of the hole at the one end for small depth. That operation we can call it as counter boring operation. This counter boring operation is carried out with the help of a special tool. We can call it as the counter boring tool. Okay, in that counter boring tool, it is a cylindrical shaped tool having the cutting edges on its the periphery. Okay, and this cylindrical shaped tool having the small projection. The small projection will be provided in the tool. That projection we can call it as the pilot. Okay, thus the diameter of the pilot is similar to the diameter of the previously drilled hole, and this pilot will maintain the alignment between the tool and then the workpiece material. Okay, see here there is a small projection that will be provided on the cutting tool. Okay, it is a cylindrical shaped tool having the cutting edges on its periphery. This projection is provided on the tool. We can call it as the pilot. Okay, this pilot diameter is similar to the diameter of the hole. Okay, and this pilot will maintain the alignment between the tool and then the workpiece material. Okay, when you have to feed the rotating tool and against the workpiece material, and this tool will be rotating, the counter boring tool will be rotating at the slower speed. It is by 2/3 of the speed of the drilling. Okay, just you have to feed the rotating tool towards the workpiece material. This pilot will maintain the alignment, and this cutting edges will remove the excess material from the workpiece surfaces. So that time the counter boring hole will be formed on the workpiece material. Okay, so this operation we can call it as the counter boring operation. Normally these kind of holes that will be used for accommodating the threaded bolt. Okay, this bolt can be easily accommodated in the counter bolt holes. Okay, see here the diameter will be reduced in this portion, and here there is the larger diameter. So for accommodating these kind of bolts we are using the counter bolt hole. Okay, the counter bolt hole means we can increase the size of our diameter of the hole at the one end for small depth. That operation we can call it as counter boring operation. Next operation is the counter sinking operation. Counter sinking is a machining operation used to produce the conical shape at the end of the workpiece material. Okay, used to produce the conical shape at the one end of the workpiece material. That operation we can call it as the counter sinking operation. This countersinking operation, it is carried out with the help of the tool we can call it as the countersinking tool. Countersinking tool, there is a sharp cutting edges, it will be provided at the periphery of the tool, and this will be connected to the spindle, okay, and the spindle will be rotating at the slow speed, that is 2/3 of the speed of the drilling, okay. We have to drill the hole, okay, first you have to drill the hole to the smaller size, and then you have to feed the countersinking tool towards the workpiece material or towards the previously drilled hole. At that time, the countersinking tool, it produces the conical shape at the one end of the workpiece, okay. These kind of two holes that can be used for accommodating the screws, the countersinking screws can be accommodated in the countersinking hole, okay. That operation we can call it as countersinking operation. Countersinking is a machining operation used to produce conical shape at the one end of the workpiece material or one end of the hole. We can call it as countersinking. This is carried out with the help of countersinking tool. That operation we can call it as the countersinking operation. Next operation is, there is a tapping operation. Tapping is a drilling operation that is used to produce the internal threads on the cylindrical workpiece material, okay. All of you seen the nut, right? In the nut, there inside there is a threads will be there, okay. These threads can be produced by using the tapping tool, okay. First, during tapping operation, first we have to drill the hole, okay, smaller than the tapping tool. In that tapping tool, there is the threads will be provided at the periphery of the tool. You have to feed the tapping tool against the previously drilled hole. First you have to drill the hole to the nearest size or smaller size, okay, and then the tapping tool can be feed at the slower speed. At that time, the threads, whatever the threads is there in the periphery, the same threads will be formed on the cylindrical workpiece material. That operation you can call it as the tapping operation, okay. And this tapping tool is connected to the chuck of the spindle, okay. That operation you can call as the tapping operation, okay. Tapping is a machining operation are used to produce the internal threads on the cylindrical hole, okay. So we can produce the threads on the okay. Tapping is a drilling operation, or it is a operation performed on the drilling machine that is used to produce the internal threads by using a tapping tool, okay. There is in the tapping tool, the threads will be formed on the periphery of the tool, okay, and it is in the standard size. First you have to drill the hole slightly smaller than the tapping tool, and then with the help of this tapping tool we can produce the internal threads on the cylindrical hole, okay. We can produce the internal threads. Next operation is the spot facing operation. Spot facing is the finishing operation or smoothing the surface around the hole, okay. We can call it as the spot facing, okay. Just we are finishing the surface around the hole, we can call it as the spot facing, okay. This operation is carried out with the help of the tool, we can call it as the spot facing tool, okay. First we have to drill the hole to the exact size, and then with the help of the spot facing tool we can finish the surface, we can finish the surface around the hole, we can call it as the spot facing operation, okay. So these are all the operations can be carried out on drilling machine. One is we can do the drilling, reaming operation, boring operation, counter boring, counter sinking, tapping, and the spot facing, okay. Drilling means it is a metal cutting operation. By using a rotating tool we can produce the cylindrical hole on the solid workpiece material. That operation we can call it as the drilling. Here we are using the tool, we can call it as the twist drill or drill bit. Next is the reaming. Reaming is an operation used for finishing or smoothing the drilled hole, okay. Smoothing, or we can maintain the high accuracy on the hole, okay, that operation we can call as a reaming operation, okay. It is a smoothing operation, smoothing the previously drilled hole. This operation is carried out with the help of reamer tool, okay. In this tool, having the straight flutes or parallel flutes will be there, okay. Just we have to feed the tool against the previously drilled hole. At that time you can achieve the high accuracy and smooth finish inside the hole. Next is the boring tool. Boring operation, it is used to increase the size of the previously drilled hole, okay. We can increase the size of the previously drilled hole. When the exact size of the drill bit is not available, at that time we have to drill the hole to the nearest size, and then with the help of the boring tool we can increase the size of the hole. That operation you can call as the boring operation. Here we are using one tool, that tool you can call as the boring tool. The boring tool have the it is a single point cutting tool, okay. Only one cutting edge is there. With the help of this cutting edge we can remove the material. Next is counter boring operation. Counter boring is a machining operation used to increase the size of the hole at one end for small depth. That operation you can call as the counter boring operation. This operation is carried out with the help of a counter boring tool. Next is counter sinking operation. It is a machining operation. You have to make the conical shape at the one end of the hole. We can call it as the counter sinking. This is carried out with the help of counter sinking tool. Next is tapping tool. Tapping is an operation can produce the internal threads on the previously drilled hole. That operation you can call it as the tapping operation. Here we are using one tool that is called as tapping tool. There is a threads will be formed on the periphery of the tool, okay. The same with the help of this tapping tool we can produce the internal threads on the previously drilled hole. That is called as tapping operation. Spot facing is a finishing operation, okay. This is a smoothing operation at the around the previously drilled hole. That operation we can call it as the spot facing operation. This operation is carried out on spot facing tool, okay. So these are all the operations can be performed on the drilling. I hope all of you understood what we are discussing in the today's session, okay. In the next session we will discuss milling and what are the operations can be performed on the milling machine. Thank you.